We are talking distance running tips. I'm going to show you in this video how to breathe properly for better running technique and a stronger performance. So this first exercise we're going to work on is actually just a little bit of belly breathing, lying down on our back, and we're going to use our hands for a little tactile feel. But before we get there, I just want to tell you why this is important, why we're talking about breathing, because you might say, hey Nate, I'm breathing right now, aren't I? Don't I know how to breathe? And I would say yes, but I would also say chances are as you're watching this video, you're a little slumped. And what happens when you're a little slumped is that the rib cage collapses, and then I'm not able to access my diaphragm very well, which is that key muscle that really expands my breathing in my lungs. If I can't do that, what happens is that I default to breathing into my chest, into my shoulders. And I get into this short-circuited cycle of shallow, stressed out chest breaths all day, so that when I need to run, this is what I've programmed my body to do. And then all of a sudden I get open to side stitches, I feel like I can never get enough oxygen, and when I run really fast for long periods of time, I don't really have the breathing to back it up. So that's why these breathing exercises are so important. So what we're gonna do is lay down on our back, and what we're gonna go ahead and do is just put a hand on a belly and hand on our chest. And you're just gonna breathe kind of naturally, wherever you tend to breathe, and you're just gonna notice what's happening. Does my chest hand expand? Does my belly hand expand? Where is my actual breathing going? Now, once I have that, I'm gonna start to exaggerate my breathing mechanics, and I'm really gonna breathe into this belly hand. And as we breathe, what we should think about is breathing into our chest, our mid-chest, and into our belly, filling that up as much as possible. And then we're gonna exhale the opposite way, through our belly, our mid-chest, and our chest. So I'm gonna breathe in, exhale. And notice that I'm breathing in through my nose, exhaling through my mouth. Breathe in. Really trying to breathe in, chest, mid-chest, belly. Exhaling, belly, mid-chest, and chest. And I want to get about 10 of those. Once I have that, I've started to practice what these breathing mechanics are doing for me. It feels really good. I feel pretty relaxed as well, and I've started to set the baseline, hey, can I breathe in very calm, focused circumstances? Because if I can't breathe well here, it's not going to go very well for me when I'm trying to outkick the guy next to me for the finish line. And the next little clip, we're gonna talk about nose breathing and how we can do a little breathing exercise while we actually run. So our next breathing exercise is gonna be something that we actually can practice while we're running. It's called nose breathing. It's one of my favorite things on the planet. It's one of the best self-coaching exercises and tools you can do. I talk about it a ton, and I talk about it for good reason. Here's the deal. What you're gonna do is just breathe through your nose. Your mouth is gonna be closed, and the way to start is to breathe through your nose for the first 5 minutes of your run and the last 5 minutes of your run. Now, as you do this, if you've never done this before, it's gonna be a little wake-up call. You're gonna feel like you're not gonna get enough oxygen. You might even feel a little panicky. That's okay, it's natural, it's to be expected. But what I'd like you to do is to set yourself up for success to last that full 5 minutes only nose breathing. The way you're gonna do that is by modifying your pace and your effort. That means if you have to slow down to a walk, that's okay, or just to a bare jog, that is okay too. But I want you to be successful. The reason why the nose breathing is effective is because by just breathing through my nose, it forces me to have a conversation with my diaphragm and my belly. And it really forces me to breathe deeper into that belly as I go through. So if that's unfamiliar, that's why it feels so hard and panicky. Now, if you're not too bad, what you can do is start to extend that duration from 5 minutes to 7 minutes to 10 minutes, and on the back end as well. If you're comfortable with those two things, well, the next challenge is to nose breathe a little faster. Try a nose breathing mile. How fast can you run a mile only breathing through your nose? Of course, it's going to be more of an aerobic versus an anaerobic effort, but it's an interesting challenge because it's going to challenge more your breathing mechanics than it is going to be anything else. But if you do this on a regular basis, pretty soon you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be running out the door and you're going to have run the first 30-40 minutes only breathing through your nose, which I tend to think is a pretty cool thing to do. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is breathing and cadence, really ultimately connecting my breath with my movement. And if I can connect my breath with my movement, I am a pro. I'm making the magic happen, and it doesn't matter if I'm a runner or if I'm any other athlete on the planet. For those of you who are triathletes or who are swimmers, you acutely understand almost immediately that you have to connect with your breathing and your movement to survive as a swimmer. But with running, we can choke and cough and gasp our way through a lot of our runs, and we get penalized, but it's a little more subtle. We don't really understand because we're not coughing and choking on water. So what I want to draw awareness to, once we've done on our back, breathing into our belly to understand that, once we've challenged ourselves with a little nose breathing while our warm-up and our cool-down of our runs, I want to start connecting my inhales and my exhales with the number of steps I take. And the way I could start, let's say in the first 5-10 minutes of my run, I'm just drawing a little connection. I'm just going to run in place. Hey, how many steps do I inhale? And maybe what you might find is I inhale 4 steps, I exhale 4 steps, something like that. There's no one hard number, so I'm not here to tell you it has to be 4 and 4 or 6 and 6 or 4 and 6 or 4 and 8, but I just want you to draw that connection. Now I want you to play with that connection. Can I go 4 inhale, 6 exhale, something like that? You may find that when you're running up a hill, or when you start to run faster, you may be inhaling and exhaling every 2 steps or 3 steps. When you're running a little bit slower, and you're running and breathing a little bit more rhythmically and deeply, you might be able to extend that out. Think of these as different breathing gears. But the purpose in the beginning and end of my runs, and maybe checking in every once in a while, I want to count the number of steps I'm inhaling and count the number of steps I'm exhaling and try to find a rhythm that works for you and suits your purpose. Just that awareness alone is really going to change the game and give you a strategy, especially when you're challenging yourself with a long run or with intensity or both, let's say, in the end of a race. That is it on our distance running tips for today. If you're breathing better already and you like it, go ahead and let us know. Hit that like button down below. Do you have any comments or questions on what we did today or any requests for future videos? Hit us up in the comment sections. We always love to see a conversation down there. Finally, if you want more distance running tips, anything from injury prevention to speed work to running technique to strength training, definitely subscribe to our channel, The Run Experience. We got so much great stuff on our channel right now, and it'll be so helpful for you. And finally, if you want a free gift on really how to be a better runner and all the different aspects that it takes to be a better runner, including running technique, strength exercises that go a little bit more in depth, as well as mobility and injury prevention work, well, we have a free gift for you. It's called the Quick Start. All you need to do to get it is click this link in this video, or if you're on a mobile device, click that link down in the description. It's just going to take you to a page where all you need to do is enter your name and your email address, and we'll be able to send you access to that Quick Start program and all the videos and workouts that go with it that you can easily implement at home to have a massive effect on your running right now. You'll definitely want to check it out. And once again, thank you so much for watching. We'll check you out in the next video.